Welcome, listeners, to another episode of Economics Unplugged. Today, we have an extraordinary opportunity to delve into the mind of most influential economics of the 20th century, Milton Friedman, known for his pioneering work in monetary theory and his stock advocacy for free markets. Friedman's idea has left an indelible mark on economic policy. Mr. Friedman, thank you for joining us today. It's truly an honor to have you here.
Thank you, Priyanshu. It's a pleasure to be here and share my thoughts with your audience.
So, Mr. Friedman, let's kick things off. Can you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Sure, Priyanshu. I'm Milton Friedman, born on July 31st, 1912, in Brooklyn, New York. I'm an economist known for my work on monetary policy, consumption analysis, and the importance of free markets. Over my career, I've written extensively, including books like Capitalism and Freedom and Free to Choose. My work largely revolves around the belief that economic freedom is a necessary condition for political freedom.
That's an impressive background. So, what mainly inspired you to pursue a career in economics?
Well, my journey into economics wasn't exactly straightforward. Initially, I was drawn to mathematics and statistics, but over time I realized that economics allowed me to apply these tools to real-world problems. The Great Depression had a significant impact on me, as I saw firsthand the effects of economic policy on people's lives. That experience fueled my passion for understanding and improving economic systems.
Whoa, the Great Depression must have been a pivotal moment for many, right? So, what do you love most about your work, sir?
Good question. I think what I love most is the ability to dissect complex issues and offer solutions that can make a tangible difference in people's lives. Economics, at its core, is about people and their choices. Being able to contribute to a field that can improve living standards and promote freedom is incredibly fulfilling.
Absolutely. Now, you were certainly faced your share of challenges. What would you say were some of the biggest challenges in your career?
Oh, definitely. One of the biggest challenges was advocating for free market policies during times when Keynesian economics dominated. It wasn't easy convincing policymakers and the public that reducing government intervention could lead to better outcomes. Additionally, some of my ideas, like school vouchers, faced significant opposition. But I believed in the data and the principles, so I kept pushing forward.
That's admirable. So, how do you manage to overcome these challenges?
Persistence and evidence-based arguments. I always tried to back my proposals with solid data and clear reasoning. Also, I found that engaging in public debates and writing for broader audiences helped in making my case. It's about staying true to your principles and being willing to engage with critics constructively.
Okay, so speaking of engaging with broader audiences, what are some of the best things you found interesting in your career?
I'd say one of the most interesting aspects was seeing how ideas that were initially controversial gained acceptance over time. For instance, the concept of monetarism and the importance of controlling the money supply were initially met with skepticism, but over time, they influenced central bank policies worldwide. Also, working on policy initiatives like the volunteer military and school choice was incredibly rewarding.
That's fascinating. So, now let's talk about income inequality. According to you, what are the causes of income inequality in today's economic?
Income inequality stems from a variety of factors. One major cause is differences in education and skills, which affect productivity and earning potential. Technological changes also play a role, as they can disproportionately benefit those with the skills to leverage new technologies. Additionally, government policies such as taxes and welfare programs can either mitigate or exacerbate inequality. However, I believe that ensuring equal opportunities rather than equal outcomes is the key to addressing inequality.
Okay, So, ensuring equal opportunity sounds essential. So, what do you think are the impacts of income inequality on the overall economic growth and stability of a nation?
Well, income inequality can have complex effects. On one hand, it can drive innovation and economic growth by rewarding talent and effort. On the other hand, excessive inequality can lead to social unrest and hinder social mobility, which can be detrimental to long-term stability. It's crucial to strike a balance where opportunities are accessible to all, allowing individuals to thrive based on their abilities and efforts.
That's an impressive and interesting perspective. So, what policy would you recommend to address income inequality effectively?
I would recommend policies that focus on improving education and skills training, as these are the primary drivers of productivity and earnings. Additionally, reducing barriers to entrepreneurship and employment can help. I'm a strong advocate for school choice, as it can provide better educational opportunities for all children, regardless of their background. Ensuring a fair tax system that doesn't overly penalize success is also important.
So, do you think that education is essential for addressing income inequality?
Absolutely. Education is, without a doubt, one of the most powerful tools for addressing income inequality. It equips individuals with the skills and knowledge they need to succeed in a competitive economy. Quality education should be accessible to everyone, as it can level the playing field and provide opportunities for upward mobility.
So, how do advancements in IT sector impact income inequality?
Advancements in the IT sector have a dual impact on income inequality. They create high-paying jobs for those with the right skills, which can reduce inequality for that group. However, they can also displace lower-skilled jobs, potentially increasing inequality if the workforce doesn't adapt quickly enough. It's important to support education and training programs that help workers transition into new roles in the evolving economy.
So, according to you, what function should the government need to play in reducing economic inequality?
The government should focus on creating an environment where everyone has the opportunity to succeed. This includes investing in education, removing unnecessary regulations that stifle entrepreneurship, and ensuring a fair and transparent legal system. I'm cautious about heavy-handed redistributive policies, as they can sometimes do more harm than good by reducing incentives to work and invest.
Now, let's move on to the next phase of our interview, where we will discuss your views on interest. So, sir, what do you enjoy doing in your free time?
Free time? I enjoy reading and traveling with my wife, Rose. We've written books together and explored many fascinating places. I also like engaging in lively discussions with friends and colleagues about economics and public policy. It's always stimulating to exchange ideas and perspectives.
So, sir, are there any books, podcasts, or any other resource that you would recommend to our listeners?
Yes, definitely. For those interested in my work, I'd recommend Capitalism and Freedom and Free to Choose. These books outline my economic philosophy and policy recommendations. Additionally, watching the Free to Choose TV series can provide a good overview of my ideas in a more accessible format. For podcasts, I'd suggest looking for shows that focus on economic policy and free market principles.
So, sir, how can our listeners connect with you and learn more about your work?
While I'm not around to connect directly, my work is widely available through books, articles, and online resources. The Milton Friedman Institute for Research in Economics at the University of Chicago is a great place to explore my contributions and ongoing research inspired by my work. Engaging with these resources can provide a comprehensive understanding of my ideas and their applications.
Now let's move on to the lighter phase of our interview with some fun questions. So, if you could have dinner with any three people, dead or alive, who they are going to be and why?
That's an interesting question. I'd choose Adam Smith to discuss his foundational ideas on economics and moral philosophy. Next, I'd pick John Maynard Keynes, as we had differing views and it would be fascinating to debate economic policy over dinner. Lastly, I'd invite my wife Rose, because she's been my partner in life and work, and her insights and company are invaluable.
Oh, so what are the fun things to know about you that most of the people don't know?
Oh, let's see. Not many people know that I enjoy cooking. It's a relaxing hobby and I find it's a great way to unwind. I also have a passion for jazz music. I love listening to jazz. It's a wonderful blend of structure and improvisation, much like economics in a way.
So, what is the one most important piece of advice you would give to our listeners who are looking to follow your footsteps?
My advice would be to stay curious and never stop questioning. Always seek evidence for your beliefs and be willing to change your mind when new information comes to light. Engage deeply with the world around you and don't be afraid to challenge the status quo. And most importantly, focus on principles that promote freedom and human dignity. These values will guide you in making meaningful contributions to society.
Thank you, Mr. Friedman, for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. It has been a truly enlightening conversation.
Thank you, Priyanshu. It's been a pleasure discussing these topics with you and your listeners.
And thank you, listeners, for tuning into the special episode of Economics Unplugged. We hope you find our discussion with Milton Friedman as fascinating and thought-provoking as we did. Stay tuned for more engaging conversations with influential economics in future episodes. Until next time, take care and keep questioning the world around you. Goodbye.